The Hoenn region, a tropical land with diverse locations, is one of the few in the Pokémon series to not have any snow. Sure, I've talked about Route 113 before, which is home to piles of volcanic ash, but there is still some ice hidden deep beneath the surface of the Hoenn region. That's right, Shoal Cave, one of the other funny and interesting places that you can explore in the Generation 3 games. While not necessary to visit in order to complete the main story and become the champion, there are still some cool things to discover, and I'm not just talking about the never melt ice. Once we get the HM for Surf, now able to explore the 7.8 out of 10 Too Much Water, we can head north of Moss Deep City to find Shoal Cave, an unassuming dungeon with a sandbar at the entrance. Here we meet an old man who tells us that inside the cave we can find shoal shells and shoal salt. Try saying that 5 times fast. If we bring him back 4 of each, he'll give us a special item. Well, don't mind if I do. Surfing across the water allows us to access the second room in which we can find these unique looking blue stones. These are actually the overworld sprites for the shoal shells, which is a bit of an odd way to represent them, but they do look pretty cool, even disappearing after being collected. These actually respawn daily. Throughout the rest of the room there isn't too much, a few more useful items and 3 more shoal shells, but very quickly you'll find just about everything you can. That doesn't seem right. Well, that's because Shoal Cave actually takes advantage of the internal clock built into the Game Boy cartridge. Make sure you have a fresh battery for this one because depending on the time of day, the tides of Shoal Cave will actually change, with different parts of the cave accessible depending on whether it's high tide or low tide. This is such a cool feature and a great use of the mechanic. I'm kinda surprised we really only see it used in this way in these games and their remakes. So, heading back to Shoal Cave during low tide, it looks a lot less blue. Though now we're able to explore the deepest parts, and wow, this is a lot more than I remember. The second room from before is now much more accessible, revealing both lower and higher levels, giving access to the bridge that you might remember not being able to walk across. In those lower levels, we can find piles of shoal salt. Again, there are 4 in total that respawn every day. I love that it's a salt being left behind during low tide, obviously brought up from the caves by all the moving water or something like that. There are also even more items that you can find. As for the Pokemon that we can encounter, there's the usual suspect of Golbat, but this is also the first place we can find the newly added Generation 3 Pokemon, Shoal. What a cute little dude. I always thought this Pokemon was neat back then, though my brother was an even bigger fan of it and its following evolutions. However, in some recent challenge runs I've been doing as live streams throughout the year, I ended up using one in my team twice, for both a water type only run and an ice type only run. Though at this point it's starting to reach mascot status, watch the live streams if you want to be in on the jokes. But the greatest surprise comes in the absolute deepest parts of the cave, being colloquially known as the Ice Room. An entire room frozen over that includes the fan favorite ice puzzles, oh boy! It isn't really all that difficult, but by this point in the Pokemon franchise, it had become one of those things that you would just expect in icy areas. Anyway, this section features even more items, notably the Never Melt Ice that I mentioned before, as well as another brand new Pokemon, Snorunt. I always thought this was a cool Pokemon, my personal choice of ice types when it came to the Hoenn games. It isn't exactly a rare Pokemon, but the fact that it can only be caught in the lowest part of an optional location during a certain time of day made it feel like something special. Big fan of Pokemon that are just funny little guys. Also, it even evolves into Glalie, one of the coolest Dark-type Pokemon. I no longer have my original save file of these games, but this was a team member that I was really proud of. In the remakes, so Mega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, when Glalie was one of the Pokemon to receive a Mega Evolution, the deepest parts of Shoal Cave were also where you could obtain the Mega Stone Glalie, which makes sense. But these were also games with their very own downloadable demo with a mini-story that ended in the player obtaining a Glalie with the Mega Stone that you could transfer over to the full game when it released. So because of this, Glalie is one of the few Mega Stones that you could obtain multiples of in a single save file without technically trading. Also, I'm gonna throw it out there, but somebody remind me to make a full video about that demo at some point in the future. It was actually pretty lit. Anyway, back to our adventures in Shoal Cave, we're actually basically done. Yeah, there really isn't all that much to it aside from the shoal shells, the salt, and the exclusive Pokemon, which is a pretty good amount of stuff for an optional cave. Heading back to the old man, he'll gladly take the ingredients and craft us a Shell Bell. This was the first appearance of the held item, which heals a Pokemon's HP a little whenever they attack. He does also wrap up by saying that we can come back another day to collect even more ingredients. It might have been a neat idea to have even more stuff to craft. I mean, those secret base decorations made with the volcanic ash in Route 113 are sounding pretty good right about now. But I guess having the ingredients respawn as a way to get multiple shell bells is good for now. The way in which the old man talks to you about what you can find in the cave and the promise of the item at the end of it is actually a pretty good way of encouraging the player to explore, getting to experience one of the many time-based events in the game. It'll also lead you to encounter some Pokemon that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else. So I think it all actually comes together for a fun experience. Having some random cave off to the side that you might really only find if you're looking for it is another perfect way to reward the player once they have access to the HM that basically opens up the entire region. It's one of those locations that continues making this one of my favorite regions. Though I wish I could say something about the music, it really isn't anything special. It's the usual mystical cave theme used throughout the game. I think it would have been cooler if they made a unique music piece for it instead. But maybe with what we have from the other icy cave locations of previous 2 games, there's already enough. Sadly, this is yet another set piece that didn't make it into the anime, yet another missed opportunity. Of course, the exclusive Pokemon Spheal and Snorunt had their own debut episodes that did something different, so what can you do? Really, the more I look into the Hoenn region and all the cool stuff that's there, I almost just want there to be like a spin-off anime that focuses on these locations in the Hoenn region. I don't know, this part of the video is actually unscripted. I'm kind of rambling because I'm thinking about it a lot more. Maybe I'll cook something up like that. Just let me know if that's something in the comments you want to see. And also let me know what you think about Shoal Cave and if you have any memories you want to share. And also if you want to keep seeing more videos about just various other weird little locations, maybe in Hoenn specifically, that I'm going through right now, let me know in the comments. Anyway, I should probably get back to exploring. The tides are about to change. Thank you to every channel member for your continued support, especially the great Gators. TF, Cheeseburger Lasers, Thimin Van Ryn, Cynical Medic, Post-Training Arc Cyberman, Choco Swig, Foxy Gamer 179, Bjorn the Fell-Handed, Ruby Trans Cutie, Ben's Quizzon, Marzi Beast, Bartholomew, The One Girl Into Video Games, Pio the Genius, DeAndre, 961 Pro, Justin Dowes, Moth Ballard, Mathaclock 947, Lockanox, Nomad Nobi, Alex Swiss, Pastel Blood, Taijirai, Justin R, Volity, Cosmo Zero, Phantom, and Quago. If you would like to support, see your name here, get access to emotes for comments, live streams, sometimes early videos, and some member-exclusive content, you can become a channel member today. You can also follow me on Twitter as well for more memes. Anyway, this is GatorX, and I'll catch you all later.
Are you ready to advance? Then choose 2 Pokemon instead of 1.
All right!
Combine their powers together, and you're ready to battle at a whole new level.
Let's go!
Pokemon Advanced.